This is Christian, a French-Canadian who grew up in a small town in Quebec and also a subscriber of The New Travel. He recently reached out and asked if I wanted to explore some different parts of the province, and he offered to drive me through an area called the Eastern Townships. Now, it just so happened that my mom was visiting at the time from Winnipeg, so the three of us decided why not take the trip together, and we went out to the Eastern Townships, learned a bit more about Quebec, had some adventures, almost crashed my drone. Lots to get to in this episode, and the adventure begins right now.
We're getting close.
This is pretty.
You know, I love the woods, like when I go to like Saint-Sauveur and so on. I like the forest, but I like more the countryside. That's why when they told me, oh, you're crossing Canada, oh, when you go through Manitoba and Saskatchewan and Alberta, it's so boring. Me, I loved it. I love like see the country and see the hills, and not hills, but see the grass.
Someone said that to me recently. They said, I'm going to be visiting Winnipeg. Tell me, is it really as flat as they say it is? Is it really that flat?
Yeah.
I said, it's probably even more flat than you think, you know?
Probably.
Christian, if you don't mind, I'm going to quickly introduce where we are.
Yeah, go ahead.
We are now about 30-minute drive outside of Montreal. That's my mom in the back. Some longtime viewers might have recognized her from some other videos. You arrived in Montreal a couple days ago.
Tuesday night.
How's it been going so far?
Formidable. Love it.
Formidable.
Yes, it is.
And someone you have certainly not seen before. This is Christian.
Hello.
Christian is a viewer of my channel who actually reached out very generously, offering to drive me to see some other parts of Quebec. We've had pretty good driving, but here is the classic Quebec construction.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How many orange cones do you think there are in the whole city of Montreal?
Probably more than there is population.
Yeah.
But that guy
It's
who
big
sells
business.
them must make a lot of money. You know, those lands here around, they are the richest land in the province of Quebec.
Yeah.
This is to be the Sea of Champlain here. Before, a long time, before my time. So that was the Sea of
What was all the sea here?
all the sea. The only thing that's left now, it's the Champlain Lake that comes, like it starts in Quebec and goes to the US. But that's why it's so rich, because if you dig, you will find sea sand and shells. So Bromont is kind of a small town. I would say a little bit.
How many people?
About, is it 6,000-7,000 people?
Okay.
Maybe. It's not very big.
We're driving around. I see nothing but Mercedes and BMW and
That's what I said.
Audis.
Bromont is a city where you need a little bit more money to live.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, it's not as expensive as buying a house in Montreal.
Okay, so we just stopped here in a town called Bromont. He used to live here, actually. Christian used to live in a part of Bromont. Oh, check. What's this? John Savage's grandson was settled here in 1830. That is one old house. Is there one thing that makes Bromont unique of all the towns in the region?
It's tranquility, I guess. It's the way of life. Quality of life, I guess, yeah.
Good quality of life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like very busy, like a bigger city. But I guess if you want to live and not too far from big center, like Montreal or Sherbrooke or Granby.
What is this? Garden of Words. La vie est belle.
Jardin de mots. It's a garden of words, yeah.
So,
Oh, I see. It's chalk, and then you write down. Sweet.
Mom, you're up.
Okay. Okay.
Leave something.
Can I leave it in English?
No, the language police will come and get you.
Are you serious?
Write it in English, don't worry.
All right. Well,
But the French has to be biggest on top, huh? The French has to be bigger.
Exactly.
Quebec won't like that.
Go Jets, go! Oh no,
Quebec-
no, no, no,
Well,
no!
you remember? And I was hoping for the Grenadiers after they beat us.
I know.
Not before.
I know, I'm sure.
The whole
Dan too.
Canada was hoping for them.
Dan too.
People were saying
I don't know if that's a good message to leave in rural Quebec, Mom. Here, I'm gonna leave a less controversial message. I'll just leave a smiley face so they know I'm a good guy. Okay. There we go. I mean, it's always a balance, you know. Like, I love older buildings myself. I live in an older apartment. I love the look of older houses like this. But then, like, we were just driving through the newer neighborhood. Obviously, a lot of people are moving into newer houses. The newer houses don't have the same charm as the older ones. But sometimes, you know, you get newer heating systems and better appliances and, you know, different things. But there's something about those old places, isn't it? They just feel like they each have a story. And you can just imagine the people who used to live there and the history behind it. Or sometimes you just look at the plaque on the road and it'll tell you the history. You know, you don't have to imagine anything with these places. That's what I was joking with my mom, saying she should get the French above the English. So this is, you know, the French history, the English history. We're just walking back because there's this beautiful church. I always like to show nice architecture. There's a lot of churches in Montreal, but I haven't seen one quite like this. This is an all red brick one. What is it? L'Église Unie Westchefort. Now this person lives in the church?
Yeah, that's, I believe it's
a private home now,
house
Christian
now.
said.
I saw somewhere it says private.
That's their living room.
I don't know if they also bought the cemetery with it, if it came with it.
It's incredible. That's why it's gated off. This house is attached to the church. So this house bought the church, I guess. I still can't believe that's someone's house. Anyway, Bromont, my first town. Cool place. See the dog in the window?
He's
Getting a shot of it. So, you know, Christian, when we were planning this trip, you said something interesting to me. You said you might be the first French-speaking Quebecois to be on the new travel, because I've done a few neighborhood tours with, you know, English speakers from Quebec. I've done it with some French speakers who moved from France.
Yeah.
But you, of course, are French Canadian. Where did you grow up? For people who don't know?
In Mauricie region, it's called around Granby.
Okay.
It's north of Trois-Rivières.
North of Trois-Rivières, okay. Small community?
It is a small community. Maybe, I don't know how big they are now. Maybe something around 10,000, not even 10,000 people.
And now you live in the big city. How do you
Big city.
do you like your life in Montreal?
Well, I love it because it's close to everything. I mean, I don't need a car in Montreal. I can walk, bike, rollerblade, and it's such a big city. So yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah.
Christian was saying he's quite the rollerblader. You're even rollerblading over the bridge. What's the long bridge that you were?
Oh, the
mentioning?
longest one that I did, it's Jacques Cartier. That's
Jacques
easy.
Cartier. Wow.
It takes about 10 minutes to cross.
I was
Really.
struggling on my Bixie bike to get across. Well, maybe rollerblades aren't so bad, huh? But
No, you get used to that. You know what? I used to
you're passing
rollerblade.
by the cars, you know.
Yeah.
No.
And I would get to La Chine, and it takes about an hour for me. About like 15 kilometers takes me
Okay.
about an hour. So it's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
But I would not do it here. There is not enough room. You look at the, even on bike here, it's kind of, I did it on bike before because I live on that street a long time ago, but it's pretty narrow. Okay.
Now that is one old looking bridge.
Yeah.
See that, Mom?
Yeah.
So we can maybe.
I feel like I'm entering into a barn. Look at this.
Covered bridge.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this. We are out of the big city now. We just passed by this old bridge that felt like we were driving into a barn. I've never seen a bridge like that before. Oh, actually you can see it over there.
And before, what I read also that, you know, when trains arrive, trains would go through those bridges that had those tracks, but then they would caught on fire because they were like steam trains. So that was not very good for for bridges to have a train go through those wood bridges.
Yeah.
But they don't build them anymore, that's for sure. And it's that kind of hard, I mean, expensive to maintain.
Yeah, nothing but a dusty pickup truck. This reminds me of life outside of the city in Winnipeg, actually. When you go a little bit outside, you got some nice peaceful spots. You like to enjoy the nature, have a place to relax. In some ways, Quebec is different. In some ways, it's the same. But look at this. La Belle Provence. I'm gonna put that drone up again. Can't wait to see what we see from over here. That's interesting, YouTube. I've never had this before. It's telling me I'm in restricted zone because there's an airport in the area, which is good. Obviously, we're not taking any chances here on the new travel. We're gonna find somewhere away from the airspace and show you what it looks like from up top. See that, Mom? It's got all the information right on the app. Yeah.
That makes sense.
And I mean, you know, the drone makers, they have to do this for liabilities, because if people started flying into airspace, the drone pilot would be in trouble, but more the company would be in trouble. So they make sure you can't even take off in those areas. So we drove 10 minutes over. We found another bridge. It looks just the same. I could have just lied and told you this was the same bridge. But we don't do that here on the New Travel. I bring you on all the parts of the journey. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, which is what we see right behind us. Look at this. Au petit chalet. Now let's fly. Okay, YouTube, we just had a, I don't know, is it fair to say a drone emergency? The drone is back. I went down by the river. This beautiful shot down over the river and then going up, the most beautiful drone shot I've had in my life. And I could see the mountains in the distance, I could see the treetops. And then my GPS lost signal. My phone lost signal. And I was trying not to panic. I was like, it's gonna come back, but it didn't. The drone signal was gone. It wasn't coming back. I told Christian, we gotta get in the car, we gotta drive towards the drone and try and get it back. And I couldn't get the signal, it was just out, it was out. There's a return to home function on my remote, so I was pressing the return to home and just, it was beeping and beeping, but I thought I didn't have the signal, so I didn't know. Honestly, I thought it might have landed in the river. I thought I might have lost this thing. So we came back here and we were going down by the river to look for it in the sky, and then my mom shouts from behind us, it's here!
He came home.
It was here on the ground where we started.
He did what you asked it to. He came home. We started right at these boxes.
I wasn't even gonna put this in the video, but Christian said it's a good story, huh?
It is.
It's a good story.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at those
Yeah,
legs.
Exactly.
Look at those legs.
Good job,
there.
buddy.
Her on
Good
her
job.
feet.
Okay, so we've just arrived in the town of Knowlton. We're gonna find somewhere, get a quick lunch, get out of this heat wave a little bit. It's another hot one in Montreal. It's been, or in Quebec, I guess, in Knowlton, wherever we are. But wow, look at this barn. A lot of cool buildings. I noticed even, you know, the grocery stores, even the Ronas that we passed, everything has that country flavor, including the SAQ. Look at that. That's the liquor store. Never seen one that looks like that before. You're getting a real taste of Quebec today, Mom. Christian, any Quebecois foods my mom needs to try while she's in the province?
That's, yeah, of course, I mean poutine, but maybe tonight. It's kind of filling right now for lunch. The thing is, I don't know,
Of course.
pâté chinois, but that's, we have to go to a special place, I mean, to have this.
And of course, you always hear how Montreal bagels are very unique and they are really good.
Not that they sell them in New York now, huh? They export them in New York. In New York, they love it, yeah.
Wow.
And there is that guy also from Montreal that opened a bagel factory in New York, like it's Montreal style bagel. Yeah, I'm only gonna have something to drink because if they have soup, I'm gonna take some soup. Otherwise, I'm gonna take it.
Mom, you enjoying Quebec?
I am. Look at all these beautiful flowers.
32 Celsius. And the humidity. I am melting like an ice cube on the 4th of July. So of course Christian has been here before, so he knows some of these shops. He recommends we check out this place called Camland. What is it? It's a furniture store. It's got little pigs outside. I think we got all kinds of stuff here. Look at this.
I like those.
Ironwork. Let's see what we got down here. So this is where people get all the cool door knockers I've seen in Quebec.
Interesting.
$10 for something like that, you know. Reasonable price.
Personality.
Dog welcome, people tolerated.
Free beer tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I can do all those coffees on ice. We also have iced tea, which is mint and spice.
Maybe just the filtered coffee,
Yeah, on ice.
please. Is this what you thought the day would be like when you left
No.
today?
No, I didn't, honey. No, I didn't. Like you were talking about rural Quebec, and it
Yeah.
sort of gives you an image. You know, did I picture what the day was? No, the little towns are much more. Like I don't know what I was expecting. Like back with the drone, like we had farms, we had this, we had that. That's a little more where I was leaning.
Well, these towns are beautiful.
This is a darling little town, and it's so clean, and the streets are freshly paved. You know,
Christian, you were talking, not when I was on camera, but before, you were telling me about the trip you took to British Columbia.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being a Quebecois, like visiting other parts of Canada? Do you see differences between English Canada and French Canada?
Yeah, there is a difference in mentality, and also sometimes the understanding that English Canada had of Quebec was
What year was this?
in the at the end of the 80s.
End of the 80s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the understanding, you know, remember it was like a little bit, a few years after the first referendum here in Quebec. So of course, I mean, like the politicians in the province, they were not seen as like good people, and even the song from Gilles Vigneault, like Jean du Pays, was they hated it. But that song, if you listen to the words, they only say like people of the country, this is the time to be like spoken, like to be loved. That's what it says basically. So there was a misunderstanding. But otherwise, I mean, I've got some help. I did some hitchhiking in BC, and I got like the first guy that took me. I was going to Tofino You know where's
Oh,
Tofino?
yeah, I've never been there, but it's
Yeah, I've been
beautiful,
there.
right?
It's beautiful, but it's like it's at the end of the road. The road goes into the ocean. It says like end of the road. And that guy that took me while I was hitchhiking was a native, and that guy was very proud to tell me that he had never drunk in his life, and his son was in the RCMP. So he was so proud, like to tell me that like his son succeeded, just to tell me how it's not all native that are drinking and whatever alcohol. And then when I was in Tofino, I did not have any place to sleep. That old guy he says, well, if you can't find a place, he was living on the boathouse, like above the ocean. He says, well, just come here. I mean, have your sleeping bag here, and then you can spend the night.
I mean, that's what traveling's all about, right? You just be friendly, talk to people, see where it takes you.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, you're hitchhiking, you're going to a new city. Next thing you know, you have a job.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of traveling right there. Huh?
And I guess when you're open-minded, that you're open to everything, things comes to you when needed.
Exactly, it's the mentality you have.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know, when I lived in BC, people still say that. They say, "Oh, Quebecois, they come here every season for the apple picking."
Well, they use
so I think there's a reputation. Quebecois love to work in the farms and
they love to travel, basically, and they love the way of living.
Yeah.
When you live in a tent at that time, people would tell me, "Oh, you're not afraid, you're not insecure, like no job." Or I said, "No, because I don't have anything to lose. I mean, as long as I have like $2-3 to eat, I mean, I'm fine." So, and I know that
total freedom.
Total freedom, and when I need something, it's gonna happen. So,
Mom, you're gonna do that next, okay? We're taking you to the apple picking tent. It's really a mentality. I think like traveling myself has made me try to show more empathy to other travelers or people from other places. Because like after living, you know, after moving to Mexico and realizing what it's like your first day in another culture, you're like, I don't know how anything works. My phone doesn't work. I can't find my hotel. What do I do? My phone battery just died. Then in Canada, if someone comes up to you, they're like, hey, can you help me? I'm lost. You might actually be like, oh, I will actually help you. I won't just say, oh, someone else will figure it out. Like, go to the police station. You'll actually try to help because you understand it's overwhelming in a new place. You don't know where you're going. You don't know anything. Some people don't travel, so they don't really think about what it's like for those other people.
A good life and you're happy and you wake up in the morning, you say, you know what, I've got a lot of blessings. Then a stranger with a sign saying, you know, same place you're going, Montreal, you're going to think, you know what, that guy needs help, I'm going to help him. I think if you're unhappy in your life and you don't look upon your life as a blessing, you're going to think, why should I tell that woman where the mall is? I'm a stranger, I owe her nothing. People who are giving are happy. People who aren't giving, they're not happy. They don't have happy lives. I sort of see it that way. Do you know what I mean? Some people are happy and they really love their lives and their family. They're grateful.
It kind of even relates to today, right? Like you, Christian, you gifted us this trip. You reached out, you said, Dan, like, I want to take you on a trip. It was a gift. You might not think of it that way. It was a gift. It was an offering that came from your heart. You made this day happen. And now we're here in the Eastern Townships having a wonderful day. And you're enjoying it as well. So you give something and you get something back. You act nice to someone and it can help you as well.
But the thing maybe you don't realize that you gave me a lot before also. As I said, I found your YouTube channel because I was like searching a place where to go to live for retirement, maybe in Costa Rica and maybe in Mexico. At that time you were in Costa Rica. You see, and then each time that I watched your video, the way you presented it and the way you're very positive about people where you go, that brought me, also helped me like remember when I was younger, when I was traveling. Oh yeah, you have to like think that way. Don't, you know, with time you get caught up with life and then you're just like in your routine and you forget things, you know. So you need people like you or other or doing.
I appreciate that, Christian.
No, I like Dan.
Like for me, you gave me a lot without knowing.
I appreciate that. Huh?
So that's why for me it's only like it's a wheel turning.
So this is a place called Lac-Brome. We're just driving by. You can see a lot of people spending their heat wave outside today. Not too bad. Eastern townships, not too bad. Hey, buddy. Boy, fast, eh? We just drove a bit further, and here you can see the lake is right up to the road.
Look at the duck beside you, honey, right
Is
there.
there a duck? Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
So we're entering the town of Granby. So Granby in this area, it is like the central town. It's around like 70,000, maybe a little bit less, 70,000 inhabitants. So basically people around, when they need to shop for something special, they would come here also to Granby. Lots of activities here in Granby. There is a festival which is well known in Quebec. It's a Festival de la Chanson de Granby. So it's been like going on for years and years, and lots of singers.
Music festival.
Music festival have been discovered here.
And the adventure continues. We are now at Granby. As you can see, there's a huge lake just beside us. And Christian was saying it's a stylish place. People like to dress nice over here.
Yeah, they're proud of their city. It's a very beautiful city.
There might even be a festival or something going on. Christian was just telling us about the Granby Music Festival. What? Chanson de Granby?
Festival de la Chanson de Granby. Ah, la chanson?
Oui.
Ah, c'est
Ok,
ça.
hein? Ce soir, c'est lui.
Ok.
Jam, Saranal et puis Glee and Candy.
Ah, c'est
Yes,
cool.
I heard of them.
Tu sais, ça c'est aujourd'hui.
Oui.
Demain, on est vendredi
Ouais.
à l'exposition.
What's this? Some public artwork made out of pay machines?
Yeah.
Maybe they got rid of the pay machines because we didn't have to pay on the street.
No.
So they decided to make some artwork, I guess.
So they're very proud, so they take care of the city. And also the quality of life is kind of good
I
here.
can see that.
I'll be honest, it was way too hot for me in the afternoon, but now that the sun is going down, we got a bit of a breeze. It's just perfect out. Look at that lineup for the drive-through. That's when you know you're going someplace good. Christian, could you introduce this place for someone who knows nothing about it?
Yeah, it is an institution here in Granby. It's called Ben Labeden, and you see the slogan, like On se bourre Labeden. It's like it's a greasy spoon basically,
Yeah.
but very popular, and even what, you know what, even well-known politicians
Come here.
Yes, at Ben Labeden, yeah.
And la baden means when you have
Yeah.
a big belly, right?
Yeah,
when
big
you've
belly.
eaten so
Big
much.
belly.
And you
Yeah.
come here to feel it also. That's what it
Okay.
means.
You excited, Mom?
Sure am. Look at that sign. No, for sure.
Ben la baden. La meilleure poutine. So if you can believe it, my mom, born and raised Canadian, has never had poutine.
Oh.
And we're now in Granby, Quebec at a famous poutine place. Mom, how are you feeling moments before your first poutine? Eh?
I am ready.
You're ready.
I'm excited. This is going to be great.
When I was younger, we used to go out in clubs, and after that,
We would have a poutine at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's got the nice squeaky cheese. You can hear it.
Oh man,
That's the real thing.
a real deal.
Take a piece and just chew it slowly. Feel the squeak. You know.
I just
She doesn't want the camera, but I have to capture this historic moment, Mom. Come on.
It's good. I love cheese, as you know, one of my
You had the
favorites.
fries yet?
I have no.
And
Get
the,
in there.
And the gravy. Really
Get the
good.
gravy, Mom.
Sometimes it's too salty. This one is alright.
Okay.
Oh, it's delicious.
Welcome to Quebec. So you didn't enjoy it much,
As
did
you can see, I did not like it one bit.